So you're at the new place?
So I'm at the new place. So
Yay.
yeah, I tried to like this morning. I was like, oh well, let me come here and do it because I have some clients this afternoon, and I just need to get myself organized and just get here. And yeah, it's a mess. So that's why I needed to get here early. I've been moving things around and trying things in different spots and stuff. So yeah, I've totally made a mess out of it. And like the week has kind of come back around and I'm seeing people again. So it's like, oh God, gotta come in here and clean up. Like I've got pans in the hallway and yeah, it's just a mess.
Well, maybe another day, but we think it would be cool to do it like a tour or something. And
Yeah, I mean like
yeah.
I mean I can show you guys around. Like so yeah, let me okay. Well, like I said, it's a mess because because I'm doing an open house on Thursday for the coaches, and then
Oh, that's right.
I'm doing small business Saturday for
Mhm.
just the general public. So I was trying to get things kind of organized, but I think I don't know if this computer doesn't have a back camera, so I'm gonna have to kind of walk it around and kind of just like keep myself in frame. So this is like my little sitting spot. There's my little plant. So I'm in my office right now, and it looks kind of plain because I took all the stuff off the walls. So this is like kind of like my treatment room.
Oh, that's good space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not kind of my treatment room. It is my treatment room. So
Yeah.
that's and then all my sliders, which were out in the gym, I brought them in here because I got like kind of, you know how like when you get into a new space, you get obsessed about like how it looks and the baseboards really needed, like it's a very womanly be like, oh my gosh, I need to paint the baseboards, but I need to paint the baseboards. So I moved a bunch of stuff around over the weekend so that I could do that. So I have like a little closet here. Ooh, like stepping on stuff. So my closet's a mess. This is where I keep like all like my jacket, my treatment tools. I've got like my TENS machine, my lotions and all that and K-tape and all that kind of stuff. So this is the treatment room. So there's like two doors.
Nice.
This door leads out to, I'll kind of back up to like the main lobby. So this is what I was working on painting. I was painting some stripes because I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
This corner is going to be kind of like a little store kind of corner.
Oh,
And
neat.
yeah, I don't have anything that I'm personally selling right now.
Mhm.
I plan on getting like some like bands and extra K-tape and that kind of stuff and kind of having it stocked over here too. But my friend does Arbonne, so she brought in her Arbonne stuff and I talked to Cruise Stop. So I know the people
Oh,
at Cruise
good.
Stop and they're going to bring some gloves so people will be able to
Nice.
purchase gloves in person, which is something that they don't usually do. They usually do shipping. So
Yeah.
so I guess I would be an official Cruise Stop glove location so people can pick up their gloves here.
Nice.
So yeah, this is
I
just
love my crew stop gloves.
yes, they're the best. And Paige and her sisters are really, really amazing people. So I'm trying to support them and they've been trying to support me. So
Good.
very cool stuff. So this door just leads out into like I'm on the second floor, so that's just kind of like a main hallway. That's right here. I've got this is like the closets where if you can see my coffee swingulator is not set up. It is stuck in the closet. It's really nice because the closet's a good size, so like I could store ergs in there if I really wanted to. So it's kind of neat
Wow.
being able to kind
Hmm.
of have that. And then, so this is like kind of like a little hallway. I have a wall decal right now, and I think I'm gonna put it on this wall. My clients were saying that right now the wall decal, you'll see it on the wall. It's kind of peeling back. Tim bought me that decal over there, the Rowing on the Square,
Oh, yeah.
but
Hmm.
it gets kind of lost on the big wall.
Mm.
So I was gonna take it down and then put it on this tiny wall over here, which I think will look much cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then the whole space in total is about 1,000 square feet.
Hmm.
So the office is about maybe two or maybe 300 or 400 square feet, and then the balance of the space, the 600 square feet, is out here. So I'll kind of spin around. That's where I've been keeping my exercise balls and weights, more plants. I had lots of plants at home that I've kind of gathered over this last year, so I brought them here. I have one of my clients is like a botanist, like so
Oh,
she takes care. She's been showing me how to take care of all the plants.
I need
That
someone to do that for me too.
Yeah, yeah, she's really, really good with it. Like she makes her own like potting mix and like she brought me over to her house and like repotted all my stuff and then she was like showing me how to put like the trays underneath the plants and then water them, which is something that I hadn't been doing. So
Okay.
and I'm finding that these plants are doing way better than my plants at home. Like usually I get a plant with a plant tray
Hmm.
and because it, just to catch the water, but like she was showing me like if you get a tray that's a little bit bigger than the plant, then you can just fill that to the top and then the plant will draw up what it needs. And
Hmm.
so like you just keep filling the bottom and it makes sure that the top doesn't get soggy, the roots don't get soggy, it only takes the water that it needs. So
Okay, good tip.
hmm
Who knew you were going to come to our podcast and get planting tips? I love
Planting tips. There
it.
you go. So yeah, so my peace lily, she's got two new flowers on her because she's so happy. Um
Wow.
and
Nice.
I've got my ergs here. So I have nine total regular concept two ergs. So funny story about the ergs. The first one right here, the black ones are from West Side, and I don't know what they were using to clean the handles because the handles are sticky. Every once in a while,
Mm,
somebody will be like, "Oh, the handle's kind of gummy." The ones that haven't been used as much are like now that they're getting used, people are like, "The handle's kind of sticky." So I don't know what
mm.
cleaning supplies they were using, but they have sticky handles. So I have five Concept twos that came from West Side, so they're like the black newer ones. And then I have these three here. I know I'm kind of holding the camera weird, but these three here were from Genesee Waterways. So I bought two of them, and then the third one they had out by the dump, like by the
Ah,
garbage can. And I looked at it and I was like, and I think I talked about this because I called Dave and I was
yep.
like, I need a slide. I have a front without a slide. And so he gave me the back to it. And I redid the whole, like I didn't buy one of those plastic things, to cover underneath. I need to order one of those. I got to order to put
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the two of them. But yeah, I put it back together and you know what? It's the best erg I have, like as far as like the feeling, because it's
Ooh,
so
nice.
brand new, it's like really, really smooth. Even though it looks old and like I'm sure people will not choose it as to sit down on, but like I've gotten on it, I'm like, wow, this is like better than the one I had at home. Um, so those are the four ergs right now are standing up. I have about five people coming into erg class, so I have those ones set up here.
Oh, yeah.
Got like my little window area here. My clients are like, yeah, we want to look out the window. So
Can
um,
they see from where you're sitting? Looks a
yeah, when
little
you're
high.
sitting, like you see like the tops of the trees and
Okay.
yeah, so it's like much nicer to kind of look at than kind of staring at the wall. I was going to eventually maybe get mirrors for
Mm,
this wall, like have that
hmm.
whole wall be like mirror or something like that. And then I've got like so then the space is kind of like when the ergs are up, this whole space is open, which is nice. So I haven't ordered any. I need to order some yoga mats, which would be kind of cool. I could probably fit, I don't know, 10 or 15 yoga mats on the ground when the ergs are up. So there's still a lot of room for people to be in here. And then I've got my bio rower over here.
Oh, show me that because I don't know if I've ever seen one up close.
Oh, cool. All right. So the bio rower, I forget whether Arum is from Austria or I forget where it's from.
Hmm.
I can get on it. Let me see if I can set this up so you guys can see me on it here. So it's on sliders.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
Adrien's moving it back and forth. I'm trying to narrate for
Oh
the people
yeah,
that
people
aren't
aren't yeah, for
watching.
people who are watching. So it's on sliders. It's set up like a sculling machine, so it mimics sculling. This particular model can't do sweep. So some of the newer models that they have, the transmission in that inside of them you can just row with just one of the
Oh,
arms
nice.
and it can tolerate that. But this is an older model. The transmission's not set up that way. So you really have to row it as sculling, which is fine. So I
Hmm.
use this with like my sculling clients. What's great is it has force meters inside the arms.
Oh, neat.
And what's really cool about these sculling machines is that I mean it mimics what you do when you're sculling. So you're having, where you're bringing your arms out to the side and back.
Hmm.
And I always feel like if I do a full workout on here, that like I feel it differently in my shoulders. Like it doesn't feel the same as doing a workout on the Concept 2. Like
Does
it's
it feel similar to when you're on the water?
yeah, it's very
The
similar to the
feeling?
water. And what's
Nice.
really cool about this one is that when you have the screen on here, it tells you how much force you're putting in your left arm versus your right arm.
Wow. That's really helpful.
Yeah, it's really, really helpful for training people who are going to be getting out in the water, wanting to their boat to go straight. Um,
Yep.
so it's just, yeah, it's really fun. The inboard, you can set the inboard. I think the newer ones, you can actually change the span, like the distance between where the heads of the force meters are. But yeah, this one's a really great one for just anyone who's training to get back into the sculling boat. And it's really interesting when someone has an injury, seeing which side is the one that's stronger,
Hmm.
or like I have someone who's a shoulder, and when he gets on the bio rower, like there's always a lag a little bit on that left shoulder, like to initiate. Like the power picks up on the right, and then the left just kind of like adds in later. So it's kind of interesting to see how people like the dynamic of what people are doing. So that one's my bio rower, and then I've got an erg bike. I actually have two erg bikes. One of them's at my house, and the other one's here. I might bring it in the second erg bike, but I may not because I kind of like having I like the idea of having the erg bike in my basement. Like
Hmm.
back when I was doing the Concept 2 challenges, it's really nice because you can do the part of the challenge on the bike rather than on the erg. So.
Yeah.
And then over here is just kind of like my little weight area.
Nice.
I'm still setting things up. So it's not 100%. I have a TRX that I haven't put on the wall. It's gonna go on the wall over here. So it's like the rope style handle thing for
Hmm.
doing exercises. I really want to get a rig. So
Hmm.
like a squat rig so
Hmm.
that we can do more squats and stuff. The bar setup, we do deadlift during my erg class after we erg, we come and we do like kind of like a weight circuit. So we've been adding deadlift, and I've got my boxes for step ups.
Nice.
And so, yeah, a lot of the things, the toys that I've had it's nice because they're out and about now rather than in a closet somewhere. So
That's
it kind of
great.
gives me plenty of room to kind of play around, have lots of space for people, and still figuring things out as far as I have a lot of people asking me about winter training and, what
Hmm.
things I'm going to be doing here. So I'm just trying to figure all that out and, because I don't want to, like, I want to be able to open the space up to teams, but I don't want to wear myself out as far as like having to come out here all the time or, letting people
Hmm.
in and all that type of thing. And I don't want to start giving keys out to a bunch of people too. Because you know how it is. You know how rowers are. Like,
Yeah.
you kind of feel like, I don't know, like a space can become a community space very quickly and like,
Yeah.
like this is my clinic and I need to
Hmm.
kind of set boundaries and be careful with how I'm using the space. But I definitely want it to be a space where people can come and work out and, you know, so I'm excited. I'm excited to kind of
Yeah.
get going, especially like I think this is kind of a good time because winter is kind of the biggest time for me as far as getting people here into the clinic. Otherwise, like I'm down at the boathouse and people want to, get out on the water and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
that's cool. The space looks great, Adrian.
thank you. Thank you. Well, yeah, like I said, it's a mess right now. Let me grab my water.
Uh,
But we're getting there. We're getting there.
yeah.
And and like I said, I don't want to turn it into an Applebee's. Like, because I got enough. That's so many like rowing things that like it could very easily go Applebee's like very quickly. So,
Hmm.
but you can tell I've kept things off the wall. I don't have a lot of things up. I'm just kind of being selective. I think once I get I'm in my mind, the little corner with that's going to be like a little store. I think that's going to be like kind of neat. Like once I get my little shelves up, I have a bunch of like white floating shelves and I'm going
Hmm.
to kind of hang on the wall and we'll put all the products and the gloves and whatever else over there. So, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
That's great. Actually, that's one thing I was thinking we could do on a future episode, and maybe we can just ask for people if you're listening to send some ideas on what you get rowers for Christmas because that is going to be on a lot of people's minds. So by the time we have our next taping, like when we
Mhm.
record, that would probably be the best time for us to have a list ready to go. But
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I could suggest one thing. You can buy somebody a rowing on the square virtual assessment.
Hey, that's a great idea.
Yes, get your row at a virtual assessment. What that includes is
Yeah, go
um,
ahead.
the person you would purchase the virtual assessment. I'd be in contact with the person that you've bought it for. They would send me their videos, so any videos of them rowing, so on the water, any water videos that they may still have that have a good view of them. And it can be just their body or it can be the body and the oar. Body and the oar is like best option. And then video of them on the erg. So front, behind, and both sides, plus a walking video, a squat video, walking, squat, and posture. So I send them
Hmm.
like a little email, describes how to take all these videos, all the pictures. They send me all that information. I put it into a really beautiful little package on a Google Drive. They can watch the video prior to meeting with me. And then we have like an hour-long session where we talk about what I'm seeing in the video, what I think would be helpful for you. You leave with the video and a couple exercises to start working on any like corrections or drills that you need in order to make your rowing more fun and more strong. And yeah, so that's kind
That's
of how it
great.
works. So, and just like an example, I had a person from New Jersey. She wrote me, and then we got together, did a virtual assessment. And it's funny because like a lot of times, like your coach is just so busy. They're not paying attention to just what you're doing. And so I got some video of her. She had a couple of like orthopedic issues that had kind of been coming up, some discomfort when she would row in the bow. She had difficulty in the single, just really like she really felt like she couldn't balance the boat, just kind of felt really off balance. And she sent me some video of her rowing in the single and the double. She had really great video, double, single, and in the quad. And we were able to make like some adjustments. Like just after watching the first video of her in the single, I was like, you have the wrong oars. I'm like, your oars aren't right.
Oh,
And so like we were able to get her the right oars. And then I offered some suggestions as far as seating for her because she was getting some nerve type pain when she was rowing. Long story long, like eventually, like it's always good when I don't hear back from somebody. Because in the beginning, when I was like not hearing back from people, I'm like, why are they ghosting me? Why won't they write me back? But that usually means that what we did worked and they're too busy rowing to send, to
mm.
send me any more information. So the season finally ends and I get a message back from her and she's like, oh, it started OMG. Like she was just like so like the changes that we made, this couple simple things, like she's rowing with like regular oars now. She wasn't able to nest her hands. I mean, her hands were like this. In this,
Oh,
can
yeah.
you imagine rowing the single? Like it was, and it's just
Hmm.
simple things. Like sometimes
Hmm.
if and somebody had told her that the oars she was using were the ones she was supposed to use, and I'm sure that when they told her that it was for a particular boat, maybe, and maybe that
Mm.
had a different rig, but then she was just using those oars in every single boat, and she rode the single, the double, and the quad, which we all know would require different either a different oar for one of those boats or clams as a different setup to kind of to be able to make sure they move from boat to boat. And yeah, we were able to figure this out for her. And it really, her rowing's been great. She's been feeling good. She hasn't had the pain that she had before. She feels more balanced. It's, these simple things. And, your coaches are working hard, but
Hmm.
when you have 30 people out there, sometimes you're just not catching that. And if an athlete says, these are the oars that I use, like, someone assigned these oars to me. If I showed up at a practice and I was subbing or something like that, I'd be like, oh yeah, use those oars. And
Yeah.
and then it just kind of gets carried along all that time.
Right.
And no one takes a look and goes, oh my gosh, like that may have worked in that boat, but it doesn't work in this boat. And so it was creating all these problems for her. So my little plug for for the coaching assessment, the virtual coaching assessment. That's a good gift for any rower who might be interested.
Yeah. And is that available on your website? Like, right? Like,
Yeah, it's
is
available
there?
on my website. It's available online. If you do, you could send me an email if you just wanna, and I don't know if I have a button for it on yeah. I'll have to make a new button. I'll
Hey.
put that on there. So a virtual assessment because I have like the initial visit for like a PT assessment, but I don't know if I have the virtual coaching visit on there.
So, Adrian, what year are you in your business now? Is this two or three?
Oh my gosh, it's actually
Four?
almost four.
Oh my
So,
gosh. Wow.
so I started in 2022, April of 2022. And I officially started in April 22. I didn't have my first client until May or June. So it took me
Mhm.
like, once I had like set up all the stuff that I was going to set up and then officially said the doors are open, it took me like a month before I really had my first person. So it's like, I think in May of 22 is the official like first time I had a client that I
Okay.
wasn't like working as an employee for someone and having. So yeah. So it's been wild. It's been fun. It's funny because like I didn't take any business courses in
Mhm.
school. So like, it's funny because like they don't do that. I think I had
Mhm.
one course in my doctorate that was like I think it was like business and healthcare or something like that. But that was like one
Mhm.
course. So,
Yeah.
setting up a business and knowing what to do and getting the right people and running books and running the
Mhm.
books and finding an electronic medical record and like it was a lot of like all that kind of stuff kind of pulling all that together and then I feel like every month I learn something new like
Mhm.
it's a constant learning process but it's fun I'm so thankful that I get to do something that I love
Mhm.
and I'm so thankful that I get to help people doing something that I love. And
Mhm.
yeah, because rowing's one of those things, like you love it so much, but a lot of people, like a lot of coaches, and it's not something that you can make millions of dollars doing, but just like the love of doing it is totally worth it. So I'm very, very thankful that I took the leap. And I'm ready for what's next. This year is going to be a big year. I've got a lot of different things. I'm trying to work on some virtual products and
Mhm.
expanding the clinic and that kind of stuff. So keep your fingers crossed for me,
Oh,
everybody.
definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
If you have any ideas of virtual programs you would like to see, let me know. Like I
Mhm.
had a coach mention like a program on how to get in and out of the boat, like a program that helps somebody who's having trouble
Mm.
doing that, stay
Yeah.
strong to do that.
Mhm.
And lifting the boat, a
Sure.
Get Stronger Lifting the Boat program. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be trying to put together a bunch of different like little maybe like month long, 4 week long programs where people can kind of follow them just to kind of like boost their strength and make rowing more fun. So look for those in
That's
the future.
definitely. Yeah, that's great. So, like, are you in like a network, like a business network in your area or like mentoring programs or anything?
Yeah, I've done two different mentoring programs. Right now, the one that I'm doing is more like virtual based, like
Mhm.
using a lot of like AI to just to create the amount of content that you need to make. It's really interesting. The way that they look at AI is more like an employee rather than it's not something that you're using to kind of like cheat along.
Gee.
You're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
letting AI write all your programs and that kind of
Mhm.
thing. What you're using AI for is more like what you would use maybe like if you had an administrative assistant. So
Mhm.
it might be someone who can do the research on, Rochester, New York rowers and, what types of services would they be interested in? What Facebook groups are they a part of? Like
Mhm.
being able to pull that kind of information together. And then I've taken some of all the different programs I've written. I've taken like presentations that I've given, video
Mhm.
and in written form, and I've loaded them into my AI. So I have like a copywriter. So the copywriter writes copy for my social media posts, just to kind of just in my voice, in my tone, using
Mhm.
the things that I've said, the using the beliefs and things that I believe in about rowing, and then it helps me make different types of things. And then I have an actual virtual assistant right now
Mhm.
who uses a lot of that, and it's very interesting because it's almost like having a bunch of employees, but I'm working by myself and like being able to like kind of manage and figure out like what sort of things can I use AI to help leverage and get things done, producing ideas for different videos, taking a presentation that I've done and because you can tell it to like go and look at a presentation or listen to a presentation and then give, five different ideas for a podcast from,
Hmm.
those presentation notes. So it's really interesting. And just I feel like I feel like you can like AI, you can use it to like not be creative, but
Hmm.
like you can also use it to like boost your creativity. And
Yeah.
and yeah, I think that's kind of a
Well,
fun way to look at it rather than like
hmm.
because people always talk about the negative portions of AI
Hmm.
being like the cheat, like, oh, they're writing the paper for you, or it's doing the presentation for you, or it's
Right.
making the logo for you, or make like you don't have to use it that way. You can use it to leverage what you already have and give you your own ideas back to use in
Hmm.
a different way. So that's what I've been enjoying and what's been fun
Hmm.
doing that. But yeah, yeah,
Well,
that's
your job, like now, it's very like you need to be creative to like keep going with what you're doing. And creativity is so hard to like force, right? So at times, like, so that's a help, right? Because
oh yeah, yeah,
sometimes you're just feeling it, you're like doing other things and ideas just come, and then other times it's like, oh no, it's just it's you can't turn it on.
exactly. Like I have like my planner and I have to keep notes of if I get an idea for a podcast or if I get an idea for a post or a
Hmm.
blog or whatever it may be. Like I have so much content, as far as like pictures, little videos I've taken. I even took a picture today. I've got to post it on my Instagram. I was out running this morning. Oh my gosh. So I woke up early to go out running so that I could get dressed so I could get here so we could do the podcast. And it's like dark. It's like 6 in the morning. I get
Hmm.
out there and I'm running. I'm having a really good run. Like I was supposed to do my watch said, oh, do an hour and do this. I was like, no, I don't have an hour. I have like a half hour. So I found a half-hour long workout to do. I'm having a good time. I'm out there. I'm running. I'm taking pictures. Like I love the shout out to all the people who leave their Christmas lights on all night long. You people. Like that's the
Hmm.
best. Like when I go out and I run and it's dark, like I love seeing those beautiful Christmas lights as I come, even though it's like early for Christmas lights, I still love it.
Hmm.
I'm having this great run and then I'm like, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes from the house, I totally trip and bite it. Like
Oh,
I didn't I
oh,
didn't hit my face. Like I'm really good. Like this only happens every once in a while, but it
yeah.
reminds me like Adrian, you're like, I don't want to be like you're old, but like your reaction time isn't as fast as it used to be. Like,
Mm.
I feel like I can trip and actually fall now out when I'm out running where I used to just trip. And so,
Hmm.
like, I'm noticing that. So, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I need to work on like speed and power because what happens when you trip is like you fall because you don't have the quickness of the other leg to come underneath you.
Yeah.
So when you're young, like, if you ever watch a kid trip and fall?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they have to it has to be a significant thing that they're tripping over in order to really,
Yeah.
because they have speed and power
And usually shorter legs.
and shorter legs. And like, but when you're older, if you can't bring that other leg in front of you very
Hmm.
quickly, like, yeah, you bite
Yeah.
it. So like, I don't know if you guys can see my hands. I didn't like you can see
Real
a
red. Yeah.
little extra red there, and then I got a little.
Oh.
But I was lucky because I didn't because I've fallen before. Like, and this is making it sound like I fall all the time. I don't fall all the time. It's like it's like once or twice a season, like I'll trip because I'm like either shuffling my feet. Today I wasn't shuffling my feet. I was actually running on at a good clip. So I don't
Hmm.
know how I tripped. I don't know.
Mm.
I'm just uneven sidewalk because I run on the
Hmm.
sidewalk. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
in the street. I'm not gonna try to do that. But yeah, yeah, totally bit it today.
Well, I used to find when I'd wear my glasses that would throw off my depth perception quite a bit. But I think because I don't, see, I have no idea how to answer this, but I had astigmatism, but I
Mhm.
had LASIK. So I don't know if that means I still have it. I don't know how eyes
Mhm.
work. But anyway, I know that affects like the way your glasses are.
Mhm.
And since they're not like on your eyeballs, the
Yeah.
perception's a little off. So I remember I took a pretty good doozy in Saratoga one time when we were running up there in the city streets on sidewalks because then you're like constantly going from, a curb down to the road and crossing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But well, I'm glad you're relatively okay.
Yeah, just like a little one little boo-boo, and then like
Yeah.
my hands are sore, but they
Yeah.
like I hate
Could
when
have
the
been worse.
like yeah, where it like completely scrapes open, or I didn't rip my tights. That's something I've done
Yeah.
before. If you
Oh
get
yeah.
just right on the ground,
Hmm.
like put a hole in the knee and then
Yep.
yeah, and I was wearing one of my favorite tights today, so I was like, because I got my
Oh,
winter tights out now because it's cold.
yep.
I was glad I didn't rip them. What's new with you rowing wise? Like what's you're taking a break from the actual competitive program right now, right?
Yeah, so we're all kind of on break. The kids' winter registration should be coming out soon, hopefully within the next few days. So they are going to be at the school, which is going to be a huge help. Like I've had other parents tell me like that's going to be a huge like thing because then they won't have to worry about carpooling in the middle of the day. The kids just stay there. I mean, so Shen is on a big campus, a big school district, but luckily the two so we have two high schools, high school west, high school east, but it's like grade specific. So Keegan's in ninth grade, he's at high school west. It's like a building of just ninth graders. And then there's high school east, which is all the rest of the high school. And then so the three middle schools are all on the campus. They're
Oh,
all relatively like close to each other. And then there's like a few elementary schools that are also on the campus. So it's all relatively close to each other, but they still have to walk from the high school over to the middle school because that's where it's going to be, but it's not a long walk. We've got our board meeting this week, tomorrow, I think. I better check on that because sometimes it was Tuesdays, but I think it's Wednesday. I think it's tomorrow. So I have to get prepared and get some emails out, posts about that to make sure people come. So yeah, so it's just kind of like a nice little break time. The kids have been on and off the erg and or outside for runs and they're both doing lifting for their gym classes. Like they decided to do that, so they have the option in their PE to do either like lifting or just regular PE.
mhm.
So Hannah got right in at the beginning of the year. Keegan was on a wait list and now he's doing it. So I think it's been good because at least I know Hannah was a little apprehensive about it, just like knowing most of the guys are the ones that do it. So it's very boy heavy, not as many girls. So that's a little intimidating, to have, especially since usually girls at least start off a lot less with the weights and I think she's building, but I think it's I remember what it was like because I didn't start lifting until probably college.
Yeah.
That first time where you're getting familiar, it is intimidating to like learn the proper technique, what everything is called and all of that, and then to do it in front of other people, right? So they're getting through that hurdle now, and now it'll just be like building strength from here on out. So
That's
you know, I
awesome.
think it's great. Yeah. So, and Keegan will get downstairs sometimes, and occasionally Hannah will too, and do things down in our basement too. So that's what's going on with us,
I love
you
that
know.
for them, the
Mhm,
weightlifting and learning proper technique and getting comfortable with being in the gym. And it goes back to the idea that like all of these sports are supposed to, help kids learn how to keep their bodies healthy when they're older so that they can
mhm,
walk into a YMCA and go to the weightlifting platform and feel comfortable grabbing things and just
mhm,
doing it because eventually like you grow up and
mhm,
you don't necessarily have a coach or a trainer standing right next to you and you hope that the coach and the trainer who were standing next to you when you were in high school and teaching you these things were teaching you really great technique and making you feel comfortable in the gym. So I love that for them that they're learning good technique and that they're practicing and trying new things and experimenting with how their body moves and lifts. I mean, yeah, that's so fun. It's good stuff.
yeah, yeah.
I'm using the internet here at the gym and it's been okay, but
Hmm.
yeah, so fingers crossed that there's nothing wrong with
Well,
my
it could be
bandwidth.
me. Well, it could be me too. Who knows?
I mean, like I said, it could be my business internet, which was like a whole thing. Like it's through Spectrum. I went to the Spectrum store and like they quoted me one price and then I got the bill, which was like twice. I was like, look, I'm like, you guys need to fix this because I took notes while it was standing there of how much it was going to cost. I budgeted out how much it was going to cost. That's why I chose you. So if it's
Hmm.
not going to be this, then I'm going to go look for internet elsewhere because I could always get like, I have Verizon for my phone. So I could have
Hmm.
got this like a Verizon business hotspot, but it's hardwired for Spectrum. So I was like, okay, well, I'll get the hardwire and be able to like plug in, which I, of course, I don't do. I still
Hmm.
use the Wi-Fi that I'm paying extra for, but I wanted it to be kind of official. But yeah, business lessons, learning them all the time.
Very good. Well,
But
I'm sorry to do this, but I think we're going to have to get going here.
that's
But
okay. And
yeah.
I'll next time we meet up, I'll have already done the open house. So I'll let you know how the
Oh,
open house
yeah.
went. And hopefully I'll have some other programs that I've finished writing and stuff so I can talk about those. And I need to pull up our podcast ideas list. And
Yeah.
we
But
need to cover some of those.
in the meantime, start thinking about Christmas gifts for rowers, and we will compile our list.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll just do some texting back and forth as, or like a shared note or something. And that way we can share some ideas. Because I think, from going to regattas, especially foul weather regattas, getting some ideas on like what kinds of things to purchase for your rowers, or even as a rowing parent, what to purchase for yourself, because you're going to need certain things to survive out there when you're watching your kiddos row.
exactly. Like those boots with the fuzzy insides that are water.
Hmm. Yep. Yeah, definitely. All right, Adrian, we'll have a good rest of your day.
You too, Kate. Take care. And
Bye,
thanks everybody for
everybody.
listening to Rowing Friends. And we'll be back again another week.
Yeah.
Great. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.